Not everyone should have kids, at least not until they've done this one thing: healing their own trauma. Waiting to have children until you're emotionally healed, or at least actively working on healing, is important because unresolved trauma can unintentionally be passed down to your kids in ways you may not even realize. My kids are a little bit older, but I can see that some of the choices that I made in my past, because I was not a healed person whenever I had them, has definitely affected my children. Am I upset that I have kids? No. I love my kids. However, I can see now that I was not prepared mentally, emotionally, psychologically, or financially whenever I had them. And if I could go back in time, I would heal myself and make sure that I'm financially stable before bringing children into this world. But here's why emotionally healing matters before becoming a parent. Number one is breaking generational curses. Unhealed trauma leads to repeating harmful patterns. If you grew up in a dysfunctional or abusive household, you might subconsciously recreate those dynamics, even if you don't intend to. So healing helps you become aware of those patterns and change them. As I was already saying, I can see that my actions have had a detrimental effect on my own children's upbringing and their emotional ability to regulate their emotions now in their adult age. Well, my son's an adult, my daughter isn't. Not yet anyway. The second thing is emotional regulation. Kids are incredibly sensitive to their parents' emotional state. So if you're struggling with intense anger, anxiety, emotional shutdowns, your child may internalize those struggles. Healing gives you the tools to regulate your emotions and model healthy coping skills. And this is going to be so crucial for your own children's own growth and maturity in their own life. Number three is secure attachment. Children thrive when they feel safe, loved, and emotionally connected to their caregivers. And trauma can make it hard to be emotionally available, leading to attachment wounds that might affect your child's self-worth and future relationships. And I can see this happening in my son's current relationships. And I know that I was not the best at modeling healthy relationship dynamics and stayed in toxic relationships for way longer than I should. And my son is modeling those same behaviors. And it's because, where did he learn it from? He learned it from me. If I had taken the time to do the work on myself, I could have potentially avoided the situation that my child is in right now. Number four is less parental burnout. Parenting is stressful. Even in the best circumstances, if you're still carrying around unprocessed trauma, the emotional demands of parenting can be overwhelming, increasing the risk of depression, anxiety, and resentment towards your own children. And trust me, nobody wants to admit that they're resentful towards their children, but it can be tough to be a parent when you're dealing with your own issues and having to also take care of a little human that is constantly needing something from you. And this puts you in a position to choose between giving your child what they need or giving yourself what you need. And ultimately, you end up getting neglected because the child needs what the child needs, and the child's needs always come first. And number five is raising emotionally healthy kids. When you're healed or in the process of healing, you're more likely to raise children who feel secure, confident, and emotionally intelligent. They won't have to recover from their childhood the way that you had to. But of course, healing is a lifelong journey and no one is ever fully healed. But doing the inner work before having kids or while raising them can make a huge difference in creating a healthy, more stable environment for the children. So ultimately, I do think that it is best to wait to have children until you have done the inner work on yourself. Having a children is not going to fix your issues. Having a children is not going to suddenly make you more mature, more responsible, more caring, more loving. In fact, I would say that becoming a parent literally brings out the worst in some people. But tell me what you think. Do you think people need to be healed to have and raise healthy children? Because as I look at my children now, I can see that I was not mentally prepared, emotionally prepared, psychologically prepared, and I sure as shit was not financially prepared to take care of two human beings that needed love, attention, comfort, security. And I feel really guilty today because of the struggles that my children have had to go through because I was not ready.